Annie Claff here from the PNC Digital Desk, presented by PNC Bank, brilliantly boring since 1865. The O's get a series win. Here's the interim manager, Tony Mansolino.
That win on Friday, you said sometimes this year you felt like 30 of 30, and for 9 innings there you felt like the best team in baseball. Was today kind of one of those days?
Yeah, we're playing pretty good right now. I think you kind of go back to that Oakland series right there where we had a pretty good chance to take 2 out of 3. We weren't able to finish off the last inning of that series and take the 2 out of 3, but we played good baseball against a team that's probably a little bit underrated, and that kind of catapulted us into the Seattle series against one of the better teams in the game. Then obviously this Houston team that's tied for first place. So, the Friday night game, the game today, we've played really well, and but we played well for a while now.
You spoke of momentum before the game, wanting to build momentum as the season ends. Can the insertion of Beavers, Basayo, does that breathe a little extra life? I know that this team is playing well before them too, but adding 2 guys like that brings life to a ball club.
Yeah, without a doubt. I mean, there's a lot of energy when they walk in the room, and it is important, momentum. We do not want our young players to play in a losing environment. We might not win every game, but we have to play to win the game. We want these kids to understand that playing to win the game is very different than going out there and trying to put up your numbers and playing for your status, or not having the pressure and the responsibility playing to win the game just because you're young and you're a rookie. So for us, keeping momentum and moving forward and trying to build some of that into 26 is important. And it's also the right environment and culture you want young kids to be raised in.
Does adding those 2 guys also just show how strong and deep this lineup can be? I mean, you already had a strong upper half, and then you had 2 guys like that to it, and that kind of led the results out there today.
Yeah, we felt that here for the last week since the trade deadline. I mean, we traded away 3 of our everyday players. So, the guys that came in did a good job, but obviously when you got kids that put up the numbers that they did at the ages they do and the inexperience that they do in the minor leagues, when they get here, they're going to be pretty good players, and they're going to help contribute to, 9 guys stringing together at bats.
We talked pregame a lot about the young core and leadership and all those things. Is this game an example maybe of what this young core is capable of moving forward?
Yeah, and it was just 1 game, but it is exciting to see. You can say 9 guys because we will claim Jeremiah Jackson without a doubt, our player development guys, and they should. They should claim him. So you got 9 guys in the lineup that are developed by our player development system. So it is, yeah. I mean, it's really important. It's momentum. It's leadership. Now when Gunnar looks to his left and right, he's the veteran on the field. Strangely, Adley's the veteran on the field. Westberg, they're 26 years old, and those are the guys because the guys that came up or the guys that are here are guys that came up through our system, and those are guys that have been watching them on TV and they're looking to them. So, yeah, it's an exciting time.
You pushed Dean to career 114 pitches today.
Yeah.
What went into that decision? Obviously, it seemed like it went pretty well.
Sure. He was 105 last time out, and he's got an extra day coming up. And there's a good chance here in September there's going to be a lot of extra days built in, just kind of depending on the guys who are coming back and whatnot. So Dean tells me every day he wants to throw 120 pitches. I don't think we wanted to do that, but I also didn't want Dean to leave the 7th inning with a run on base, with a runner on base that was his. And I think he was at 106 or 107. He was 105 last time. It was a 7 or 8 pitch at bat. That wasn't my favorite, but I wanted to give Dean the responsibility to get out of that inning on his own.
How bummed were you when Basayo's potential first home run was robbed, and then how excited were you for him to get his first hit out of the way?
Yeah, bummed for him on the home run, but also an opportunity to kind of learn how he handles adversity. So it's a young kid. He handled it great. He wants that hit bad, and I'm watching every move that he makes. I'm watching how he makes eye contact with me, with the other coaches, with the players, and how he handles the things that aren't positive in this game, because he's going to get a lot of them. This isn't going to be easy. This is going to be really hard. So watching how he handled that was a positive, and then the bigger positive, obviously, the big hit right there in the right center.
Nice day from Dylan Beavers as well. It seemed like he settled in after all the nerves of yesterday a little bit.
Yeah, I don't think he knows where he's at, and I hope he keeps that.
That'll do it here from the PNC Digital Desk, presented by PNC Bank, brilliantly boring since 1865.